Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Comic Shop Adventure. I am the Athletic Geek, and this is my weekly trip where I venture away from the homestead at Athletic Geek HQ in an attempt to search for a bounty of comics, collectibles, figures, and all things in between, and see what I come up with. First off, from what stood out from last week is Superman #1 by Brian Michael Bendis. I really think that his miniseries, The Man of Steel, was very up and down and could be inconsistent, but issue 1 of the Superman series was very good. He has Superman's voice. I feel like if he just settles down and concentrates on writing a good Superman story, he could be looked at as one of the all-time great Superman writers. It'll be going hand in hand with Action Comics, so the jury's still out on that, but Bendis has been inconsistent, and hell, just even the Superman book has been inconsistent, but give him where credit's due. That's a good start for his run on the Superman title itself. So Superman #1, and then also Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan, again, turn a corner, kind of. I know you could say they're cheating by using, non-X-Men or Wolverine type villains in these books, but him and Bullseye, just, I'm thinking it might end up being just like him and Kraven and being a really, really cool thing for the book, and nice little dynamic between the two, and something to really look forward to. Old Man Logan was a book that I just kind of skimmed through, and I'm not doing that anymore. At least it's not giving me a reason to, but yeah, those are what really stood out for me, and yeah, so when I return to the homestead at Athletic Geek HQ, we will go over what this week's bounty what we've come up with on this week's bounty. So we will see you in a bit. Hey everyone, we are back here at the homestead at Athletic Geek HQ. Got quite the bounty of, a bunch of stuff today, so we ain't going to waste any more time. We're going to start off with Batman #51. As I said a couple weeks ago, Tom King's got some catching up to do. He let a lot of people down, and I know he's trying to tell, he's doing a story, and I can, this, that, and the other thing. I'm not trying to knock the guy, but people were really ready to see the trigger be pulled on the Batman-Catwoman wedding, and it looked like they were going to be able to do this in a tasteful way to where the status quo would be changed, but not too much, to where us fans could really get on board with it, and him copping out on that's going to be a black mark on his run. So I believe this story arc will be the sign on whether Tom King will be remembered as a really, really good Batman writer. If he can make up for that ground, if he can still tell good Batman stories that we can remember, or if he will just be remembered for this whole run for being the person that built up our expectations for the Batman-Catwoman wedding, and then took it out from under us. And I don't like knocking the guy, because I've liked his run so far, but, that's just the breaks. But I'm still on board with this book, and haven't really read a good Mr. Freeze arc in a while, so maybe this will be good. So Batman #51. And then from there, we have Batwoman #17. The start of a new story arc with Batwoman, and yep, I enjoy this book. I enjoy her story. Really, really good character. And if you're not reading Batwoman, this would be a good jumping on point to start reading one of the better characters at DC right now. So, Batwoman #17. From there, we go to Justice League #4 by Scott Snyder. Yep. You heard me sing the praises of Snyder and what Snyder's doing in this Justice League book. So, yeah, you know what? Start reading it if you haven't already. Scott Snyder, Justice League, #4. Get after it. And then finally, to round out the DC bounty this week, or the DC portion of the bounty, I should say, it is Green Lanterns #51. Dan Jurgens has taken over, and according to the cover, there's a traitor in the Green Lantern Corps. And yeah, just Gonna see where the new creative team, where they take these characters. It looks like the Green Lanterns, especially with Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, are going to be ending its run sometime shortly. It looks as if the Green Lanterns title will just be kind of encompassing all the different lanterns. So we'll see where it goes from there. On to the Marvel side of things now. We have Avengers number 5 by Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron's doing a pretty decent job on Avengers right now. I'm really enjoying it so far. And yeah, so if you're a fan of the Avengers, if you're a fan of all the Marvel greats in one book, start picking up this book. It's everything that you could enjoy about an Avengers book. So far, that's how I felt about his run on Avengers up to this point. And speaking of Jason Aaron, we have Thor number 3. And again, you know, not trying just to make this a Jason Aaron love fest this week, but you know, I've never disliked Thor, but Thor's never really been a character that's really jumped out at me for me to want to buy his single issues. So for the last 2 issues to really kind of capture me, the point I've added to my pull list, he's doing something right with this character. And I did enjoy, as I've stated in previous episodes, I did enjoy the Jane Foster Thor when Jason Aaron was writing her. But he's back. It's back to being Odin's son, and yep, just they've got me looking forward to Thor. He's more than just a character who's just kind of fun and kind of there. I'm looking forward to this character, and he's making Thor become a character that I care more about. So he's doing something right on those books. From there, we go to XMen Gold number 32. Once again, kind of with the to a lesser extent than the Batman issue or series, it's got some catching up to do from kind of the letdown. It did kind of throw us a bone to where we don't feel quite as let down, but it's still got some catching up to do, because if this book were to end with this issue, I would remember the entire X-Men Gold run simply for not delivering on Kitty and Colossus getting married. Same thing with Batman. If Batman ended now, I would just remember Selina and Bruce not getting married. So both of these books have really got to bring it with their stories in order for me to think of them as more as just, well, look at the bait and switch. Look at the, failure to deliver. Look at the cop-out. And I feel, and it disappoints me to say that about both titles, because they deserve to be so much more. They were really, really good up to that point, but that's just kind of, the proof is kind of in the pudding right there with, if you have if you go out with a whimper and not a bang, if you kind of if you end on kind of a sour note, it's sour, it could spoil the whole run. And this book, along with Batman, I hope makes up for that lost ground, to where that's just a footnote in the run in the series, rather than what it's known for. So, much like Batman, I'm still on board with X-Men Gold. Gonna keep reading it, so there's that. And then finally, Cable, number 159. Cable, a lot of people have been really digging this book, and it's good, but it's one that I'm not really, it's not wowing me as much as it is other people. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they just have better taste than me. Maybe my tastes just aren't up to snuff. But I've always enjoyed it because I enjoyed the character of Cable, but it's just not really, for all the praise that this gets around the internet, I'm just not really feeling it so much on my end. But Cable number 159, maybe you could do like Old Man Logan and really start to turn a corner, and who knows. But that is it for the comic bounty. Now on to collectibles. You've been seeing me get these little mini statues from the Batman the Animated Series line. Well, this week I picked up a Riddler. Riddler from Batman the Animated Series. Probably one of my favorite interpretations of the Riddler, despite him not really having that many episodes in the series. But, these are cool little figures. And, you know, the thing in the background, that's a nice little magazine telling you about the history of that character. So this will be cool to have in the front room with the rest of my Batman rogues. And finally, I have a little mini bust of Nightwing. I haven't been able to take it out of the package yet. Still shrink wrap, but I love Nightwing. Nightwing is probably not just of DC characters, but one of my all-time favorite just superheroes, comic book characters. He's right up there with Batman, Green Lantern, the X-Men. He's right there on that level, and yeah, really, really cool. Much like the Two-Face and the Catwoman busts I've shown off in past episodes. This is a really, really neat little mini bust, and they're very affordable. I remember getting this one for around $25, so that's a nice little bargain if, you know, you're a geek on a budget, but you want something cool to commemorate your favorite characters. And then, much like the Riddler, it comes with a neat little, and it kind of got bent up being in the bag, unfortunately, but neat little magazine telling you the history of Nightwing, and not just Nightwing, but just Dick Grayson as a whole. So that's kind of cool, and yeah, just really, really cool thing to have, and a must-have for any fans of Nightwing. If you're as big a fan of Nightwing as me, you owe it to yourself to pick that up. It's only $25, or at least it was at my local shop, but it can't be much higher than that at yours. And that is it for the Bounty and the Comic Shop Adventure this week. What did you pick up from your local comic shop? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a share. And if you would like to see more, please subscribe. Check out past episodes of not only Comic Shop Adventure, but the other content from not just comics, but anime, pro wrestling, and hopefully soon some gaming. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you also would like to see more stuff, be sure to check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek89. If you're wondering about the shirt I'm wearing, this is another friend of mine who's also on YouTube. Her name's Nancy Tigress. If you check out her channel, she's into fashion, vlogging. So if that's your jam, be sure to give Miss Nancy a subscribe. Check her out. Her name is Nancy Tigress. But beyond that, I am out. Be cool. Later.